Yo, y'all ever sat back and thought like, yo, why you never seen the West Side Connection together, collabing, doing music and touring and doing shows, right? West Side Connection consisted of Ice Cube, Dub C, and Mac 10. You get what I'm saying? And you haven't been hearing talk about them doing none of that shit. So who knew the real reasoning to the breakup? Well, we read and heard from Reggie Wright Jr. why it was a breakup. Y'all go to my previous videos. Reggie Wright Jr. is a former LA sheriff who used to be death row security. And at one time he ran death row when Suge was incarcerated the first bid, if I'm not mistaken, the first bid. But so he knows the ins and outs about Tupac, Snoop, Dr. Dre, the whole death row little drama and the backstories of who was fucking who and who got ran up on and so forth. So he knows, and his channel is Bomb First. And he basically talks about old Tupac stories, Snoop Dogg, death row stories. So we ready to hear about the real reasoning why you don't see West Side Connection like out here making money together, touring and so forth. You might catch Dub C and Ice Cube together, but you ain't gonna see Ice Cube with Mac 10, and this is the reason.
And he was just telling me how me and Mack is not real, when he was signed to his label and stuff. He said, I'm from 60s. I grew up in the 60s area. And Mack, what the Eaglewood dudes. He said, I went over, Mack come over my hood, my dudes embraced them and all of that. He said, when I go to Mack hood, no Pyro dudes pressing and stuff. And Mack couldn't say nothing, wouldn't say nothing. And they were pressing me and stuff. He was like, man, those dudes don't respect Mack over there. And I like Mack. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of like Mack. Mack is low key, y'all don't know it, that haven't heard. He done put on a lot of concerts. And he be doing a lot of work and behind the scenes, like some management and stuff like that. So he putting his money to work.
And I done seen Mac 10 on an interview recently, right? I want to say it's Bootleg Kev. It's the podcast who I seen him recently on. I don't quote me on that, but he on the interview I seen him on recently. He's speaking on the reason why him and Ice Cube ain't speaking. He ain't really speak on it. He was just like, yo, we grown men and shit. If that man got a problem with me or whatever the case, it was some shit. He was basically like speaking around it, but he won't basically speaking on it. And he on some shit like, shit, it is like the typical shit somebody will say like, yo, shit, it is what it is. If they ain't feeling me, I ain't rocking with them. Shit, I rock with whoever rock with me. That's all he was basically saying. He ain't saying like the real reason, but y'all ready to hear the real reason though.
But what really happened for the breakup is they were about to go on this big West Side Connection tour sometime in early 2000s, mid 2000s. The Buy Out and all of that when it was hot. A little bit after that, they were about to go make some money. But in the meantime, Ice Cube and his wife have a great relationship. One that's like, Cookie and Magic Johnson, and people that's been together for a while that stuck with their woman. And they've been together for a while. So she kind of like run and deal with a lot of stuff. But Mack 10 have a Pyro Blood entourage, and they have Crips entourage, right? Not saying anybody gangbang or anything like that. But the entourage is us. And someone back then told Rob, his wife, I think her name is Kim, I forget.
So that's how it always be. Like people be looking at like the artists. The only person that I done seen like it's probably several others, but Pooh Shiesty was like, and I ain't dick riding Pooh Shiesty either, but he was one of them ones that I seen like, yo, y'all seen his charges? Like, yo, like he was on, he ain't have security, like he had his firearm on him performing and shit like that. So it's always the entourage, yo. You get what I'm saying? Now, what is the entourage around for? Is it around for goddamn security, or is it around for because of strength in numbers? Meaning that you see a crowd or crew of guys and shit together, then that opposes a some type of fright to people, put fear in people because yo, I ain't ready to do nothing to this particular person because he got like 50 or 60 people amongst him. You get what I'm saying? But it's always the entourage though. And when I was talking about Pooh Shiesty and shit like that, I'm basically saying like, yo, in most cases it be the entourage who it don't be the artists or the famous person per se that's like doing the street gangster shit. It be somebody amongst his crew that goes out here and does something. Now they locked up for a body or a shooting or whatever the case may be. So it be the entourage. And when I brought Pooh Shiesty name in it, I was using him as an example of like, yo, it's probably several others, but Pooh Shiesty the only one that I knew of like that did his shit on his own. It won't no entourage. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't no entourage. Like that man had his firearm with him on stage. Somebody tried to go in his pocket while he was performing on stage. He pulled that iron out. You get what I'm saying, and so forth. So in his case, I never seen nothing dealing with an entourage. But everybody else is always the entourage. Then can you keep your entourage like cordial, not cordial, but can you keep them like with that grown up mentality, like, yo, we just out here entertaining. We out here for the ladies and such. We ain't on that kiddie bullshit going out here trying to goddamn pillage on nobody else turf, or we ain't trying to just cause no trouble, whatever the case is. But it's always the entourage. And one time, Mack 10 entourage robs Ice Cube's wife brother. So Ice Cube wife on some shit. She was furious. She on some shit like, yo, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Like she probably holds some type of gangster within her. Because any other wife would be like, okay, they'll be mad and pissed off for a good little while. But this woman holding grudges with Mack 10 because of that shit. Now who's to say if Mack 10 set the play or whatever, but the entourage. It was the entourage that I don't know where they was at, but the entourage of Mack 10 robs Ice Cube's wife brother. Now she got furious from that and told Ice Cube like, yo, you can't rock with Mack 10 no more. This motherfucker done robbed my brother and so forth. So I'm your wife. I ain't that shit. If the wife ain't happy, then the life ain't gonna be happy. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm your wife type shit. You get what I'm saying? So she made sure that Dub C was still kind of, you get what I'm saying, straight in life. You get what I'm saying? That's why you probably still see Ice Cube and Dub C together, but you won't see Ice Cube and Mack 10 together. Now you will be thinking it's because of some little blood and Crip shit. You get what I'm saying? But and then you are out, you never knew what Ice Cube was and shit. But people saying like, yo, he just got around Crips, like he never banged per se. You get what I'm saying? So I never, it was always a mystique with me. I mean with Ice Cube. You get what I'm saying? But we ready to listen at more. Reggie Wright Jr. is ready to detail of the real reason why Mack 10 is no longer part of the West Side Connection, and you won't see him chopping it up with Ice Cube or none of that shit.
But robs his wife's brother. And she was furious. Mack 10 brother was, wife was furious. Not Mack 10, I'm sorry. Ice Cube wife was serious. So she told Q, nah, you ain't making no money, you ain't doing nothing with y'all. And she put the smash down. Now, one thing I do like about
Ice Cube wife put her foot there like, yo, since Mack 10 entourage and his homies and shit robbed my brother, man, you ready several times for Mack 10. He ain't ready to make no more money or none of that shit with us.
I got this from this horse mouth. Dub C. She was like, we ain't doing it, but Dub C and Mack needed some money. They were, depending on this tour. She took care of Dub C. Mack 10, Ice Cube and the wife, they elected to pay Dub. That's why Dub and Cube are still cool to this day. But she said, we ain't messing with Mack 10 no more. He ain't making no money off of us.
Damn. So there y'all have it. The reason why Mack 10 and Ice Cube has been, you get what I'm saying? You've never seen him in the spotlight for years and shit. So, Sir Ale, y'all heard it from Reggie Wright Jr. out the horse's mouth.